Hello and welcome. My name is Manuel Quintana with Pragmatic Works, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about a specific piece around Fabric administration, or even Power BI administration, if you haven't really gotten down that path of Fabric. This isn't necessarily something Fabric specific, but we'll put a little Fabric twist on it, if you will. And that is going to be domains, a feature available to us for a couple of months now, but still carries that preview tag. So it's kind of in beta still, but I think it's an important thing to talk about. Kind of the state of where they're at now, what their purpose and intention is, and maybe where it could be going. So this could strike up interest and maybe something you want to start incorporating now. And then when new and additional features come along, you're already set to go. So that's today's discussion. It's all about domains in the Power BI or Fabric service. Let's go talk about it. And the idea around domains is very straightforward, very simple, is that this is meant to be a way of logically grouping together data in our organization in a relevant kind of department or field, right? That's the idea. You can see right here in the imagery, we've got our sales department, we've got our marketing department, we've got finance. And then from here, what we can do is we can add an additional layer in the more classical kind of Power BI or Fabric administration hierarchy to account for a new degree of organization. Traditionally, when we think about administration for any of the features that are cut GA, we'll stick to that. You'd have your tenant administration, the entirety of your Power BI or Fabric tenant, which is just filled with so many tenant settings and different things to control. Very, very important, but every day it feels like there's more and more options becoming present here. Then at the next level, we would kind of consider capacities, if you have capacity within the organization. And then we have workspaces. Well, now there's a new layer, right? And it kind of fits at the same spot as capacities, because the way this works is you assign workspaces to potentially domains. But of course, you can have a workspace that's assigned to a capacity for the sake of workloads and taking advantage of those capabilities. And then for organizational purposes, you can then tie it to a domain. So that's what we see here. Where we have our traditional kind of departments, now we have multiple workspaces. You can see we have two workspaces here, POS sales and online sales, that have various reports and various different Power BI and Fabric artifacts, whatever's going on there, whatever processes are being achieved there, but they all correlate to sales, right? Could be branching across different aspects, different individuals, different groups within sales, but it's still all sales. So we use a domain to logically group them together. And this is going to provide a very nice management boundary between the tenant level and the workspace level. Like I said, it kind of fits right alongside of capacities. And because we can assign domain admins here, right? This is going to give a little bit more granular control across multiple workspaces. Now, that being said, as we're going to see momentarily, there's not a ton of options when it comes to what we can do, what we can control for the workspaces that have been assigned to a domain, right? The topic here is delegation. And just in case, there is going to be a follow-up video here around just delegation within the Power BI or Fabric tenant as a whole. So we're going to cover domains here in this video, and then we'll talk about domains as far as delegation across the board, right? For capacity, for workspaces, for domains. We'll cover that in a little bit more depth. But the focus here will be a little bit more narrow, and it's going to be on this aspect of, okay, well, how do we create domains? How do we assign admins? What are the different things we should be considering? And once again, looking at what is available now and then what is going to be available potentially in the future. So as of right now, and we'll have this slide probably again once we get to that purely delegation focused video, but here, for domains, we can effectively control certification. So we're pretty limited right now what's available to us. So very much just kind of more logical containers, but we do have the beginnings of this ability for delegation. So if you're a domain admin and you have 4 or 5 workspaces that are, we'll call it underneath you, right? That are tied to your domain itself. And also we'll see there's kind of an element of creating also subdomains. So you can kind of add another tier of organization within a domain. But right now the feature for certification, right? The ability of endorsing and certifying, promoting and then certifying data sets, you can now put that at not a workspace administration level, you can just put it at a domain level, controlling who and what can be endorsed within those respective data sets or semantic models across those workspaces. So pretty limited now, but some things we've seen in the documentation, roadmap items, all the different export capabilities, but we will probably see more and more get added, right? It's just kind of figuring out what level of delegation should this be present. Should it be at the capacity level? Should it be at the domain level? Should we keep it at the workspace level? But I do imagine we're going to see more and more capabilities come here. But this is what we need to know about, right? And you can start this right now. And another thing, of course, other than adding this layer of organization where you can have dedicated administration here to control multiple workspaces at once, it also adds a nice layer from a kind of transparency perspective within your data in your organization. Now in areas such as like the OneLake hub, users can go there, and where we could filter and sort things by workspace, you have a filter bar where you can just, if you know the name of the semantic model, report, or dashboard you're interested in, right, you can search it absolutely by name. But if you just want to check and sort and organize all of the things you have access to by domain, that is an option available to you now, right? So in the OneLake hub, these domains will become available for you for filtering purposes. Just a nice little additional layer. So as always, let's head out of this PowerPoint. Let's head over to your browser of choice, and we're just going to fabric.com, right? We're just going to go to the Fabric website, the Power BI service, however you prefer to phrase it, right? Both are kind of interchangeable at this point. Let's head over there and check out how you could potentially look into this. So in order to kind of go through this domain element to kind of create initially these domains, you do need to be a tenant admin. So that highest level will actually be the process of saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and create domain. And then at that point, you can assign domain admins, and then they're set and they can configure everything after the fact. So in this case, I am a Fabric admin, hence I can go over here into my settings wheel and I can access the admin portal. Now, even though a user won't be like let's say a Fabric admin, once they are part of the domain itself as an administrator, they can actually go here. They can actually hit the settings wheel and hit admin portal. They won't see everything that obviously Power BI or Fabric admin can, but they will see this category of domains. They'll only see it once they actually are either contributors or admins for the domain in question. Similar to the capacity settings, right? If a user is just a basic user, they're not going to see capacity settings. But if they've been assigned a capacity admin role, they will see this here, right? So there's different options that will appear on this page depending on what type of administration you will be kind of responsible for. So as you can see right away, there's domains, carries the new tag, because like I said, it's pretty fresh off the press. You can see in this example, I've got a couple of existent domains already in play, right? No subdomains for them, but let's look at how we can create a domain. Simply hit the button here, give that a name. We're going to simply going to call this domain ODL demo, right? Just like that. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and immediately at this juncture assign a domain admin. So let's say I wanted to, granted, I'm a tenant admin, so technically this is a little overkill, I guess you would say. Like it's redundant, right? Because I have the highest level of access. But I can go in here and assign individuals. And now, right now, I assign Mitchell. He would go in, he would go under domains, and he would see this domain ODL, assuming he's not a tenant admin, right? He comes in here and he'll see domain ODL demo, right? So we can go in here and we can see basically who's been assigned to it, right? We can go to domain settings, notice who are the admins in here. So we'd have to put someone with like kind of lower permissions here. Let me just pick an account. I think that'll suffice here. There we go. So this one is a basic account, basic user. But now if I logged into these credentials, this individual would see this tenant, right? So as we look, there's basic settings, name, description. You can add an image to associate with this domain, assign admins, of course. You can decide also who your contributors will be. And as you can see, this simply allows and determines which individuals, right, they'll be associated with the domain, which individuals are going to be able to add or remove workspaces from this specific domain. As of right now, we have no workspaces assigned. So this person would not have the ability of accessing like delegation settings. They won't be able to do anything else about assigning admins. They simply can say, I can see this domain, and they'll see this button in the background, which says assign workspaces. That's it. And then of course we have default domain. At this point, this is very interesting, right? If you add an individual users here, right? That user, whatever workspaces that they create new, or if there's any workspaces they are currently an admin of, they will automatically get added to this domain. So let's say, once again, we go to that PW demo right now. If I add them in here, whatever workspaces they're an admin of, they will get now associated with this domain, this ODL demo domain. They'll automatically get added in. And if that user creates new, makes another one, default goes to this domain, right? So, I mean, definitely scenarios and situations. You can see, of course, you can not only add a specific user here, but if you wanted to, you could collectively just choose a security group, right? So I could put my trainers. So now if any trainer in Pragmatic Works creates a new workspace, boom, they're going to get added by default to this domain, unless they explicitly state they want it to be in a different one, which you can do, right? So that's our very straightforward settings. A subdomain, also a very simple thing. We don't really have much else other than this kind of acting like a an actual like a subdirectory, if you will, right? You can see it looks like a little folder icon in here, and you can just get a little bit of organization, but there really isn't much in the way of settings when it comes to subdomains as of yet. Maybe we'll see more come here, but it's pretty basic. It's just an organizational element within the domain artifact itself. But then, of course, you can assign workspaces, right? And the choices are, you can assign it simply by workspace name, probably one of the more straightforward ones you can do. You can, of course, assign by an admin, which we saw just before. You can set default users or security groups. So that's like at this moment and moving forward, right? This technically says, okay, let's go ahead and look right now. I'm going to pick an actual workspace admin, and all the workspaces that they are administrators of, I'm going to move it over in this moment right now. We're adding them in this moment, while the other one is a default for the current and future ones that are coming into play. And also, you can actually do this by capacity, right? If you got a capacity available to you in your organization, choose the capacity in question, and all the workspaces tied to that capacity now are part of this specific domain. So some nice options as far as how you want to add your workspace to this. Technically also, if you are an admin inside of that workspace itself, and you happen to be like a contributor for the domain, you can do this while you're in the workspace also, right? If I were to adventure over here to, let's say, this workspace here, now that we have this domain, I can go to my workspace settings. We can go ahead and see, okay, I want to assign this workspace to the domains I have access to, because once again, I am a Fabric admin. I see all of them. But if I was, let's say, PW demo, and I was admin of a workspace, I could assign it there as well. Also, that individual PW demo is an actual domain admin also. So like I said, it's just another layer now that we have available to us, right? And let's say I do want to assign this, right? Let's go through the domain kind of screen to do this real quick. I'm going to go over here to domains again. Let's go to that domain ODL. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually assign that one there, right? Fabric, let's do Fabric YouTube, I think is the one here. And I'll put this one too, why not? So both of these now have been applied. We'll see them appear underneath. And I mean, they're here. You can go ahead and move them, unassign them if you like to. And let's take a look, right? Let's go visit that, and you'll see a little indication. There's a little icon here letting us know this workspace is part of the domain ODL demo, and you'll see it up here at the top as well. And also where this manifests itself, as I mentioned, is over here in the OneLake Data Hub, right? Now when I'm going saying, what do I want to look at? How do I want to kind of filter this down? You can organize this by specific domains in this case, right? So you can go over here. We should have this availability where we can go through the process and just choose the domain in question that we're interested in. So you can see there's the one. Now there's only 2 workspaces in the list. I could further modify this if I wanted to look at specific types of objects, but just a nice, straightforward, filterable element here. So like I said, a logical container that we can use for very easily organizing this. But what about additional, we talked about delegation and we didn't see anything. As of right now, there's nothing assigned. And we talked about there's limited options right now that we can do and set for delegation, like delegate that role, that rule to be controlled at the domain level. But we do have one we can look at, right? So if we go over to the tenant settings, actually, so this would have to be done first by the tenant administration, Fabric admin. Right now, we only have really one option here. It's the certification option, right? You can see here, choose whether people in your organization specified currently groups can certify items like apps reports, right? This is where you have promoted and certified, let's say, semantic models or reports, however you want to indicate them, right? To identify certain status of that object in question. Well, if we wanted to, we could turn this off at an organizational level, right? And say, you know what? I'm going to allow domain admins to enable this. So if I set this up just like this, right? No more can at an organizational level, is certification available to us at all. If I go to a specific domain in question, now, let's say I go to this guy right here. We go to the settings. There's a new option for delegation settings, and I get that certification option. I can say, you know what? Even though it's off for the organization, I'm going to turn this on. Right? And more specifically, maybe I don't want to have all users enable this, like all users within the workspaces within this domain. I can really narrow this down. I want to have only specific user or a specific security group. So users within that security group, those are the only individuals who are going to have the ability of doing certification, right? So you can see this is in that form. This is one example of delegation. As I mentioned, there's other things for capacities. There's things you can delegate now to for capacity for like Spark Pool purposes. You can go delegation to workspace settings. There's a deeper conversation to have around pure just delegation. But for now, we're just honed in here on domains. So with this setup, I can go ahead and say, you know what? The only person here I'm going to let allow for certifications is going to be Mr. PW Demo. See here, oh, he's already in there. Since he's the admin, he's gonna have that access. Who am I gonna allow to do this? So it looks like, we just have to completely write it out. It's not actually reading into my Entra directory here as it normally would. Usually kind of brings it up here, but if we do fill it out, because the email is just pwdemo@pragmaticworks.com, we can specifically include these individuals. So you can just go through, kind of configure this, and you can specify what is that scope going to be, right? So once you get that configured, now you have it set, right? You have your users who can access this, these capabilities, right? There's not a ton of settings right now when it comes to the space of domains, but I do imagine we're going to see more of this come about. We can still use this as a nice additional logical layer that exists between the tenant and the workspace level. And also, if you really kind of invest in this and really utilize this well, it's going to be a very effective means for your end users when they're using the OneLake Data Hub, so they can really know, okay, I have access. There's a lot out. We have a very mature environment. There's a lot of things available to me. I could always sort by an artifact type, and I could sort by workspaces, but now I can simply sort by domains, which will narrow that down. Narrow that list down, and if I need to go further, sure, I can go down to the artifact/workspace level. But I think domains, they add a really nice, they fill a nice gap that existed there, right? Because yes, we had capacity admins, but there, we needed something so that we could manage workspaces as a whole. We just need to probably see a couple more delegation options come there, which I think in the future we will see that come about. But definitely a feature to keep an eye on. I mean, you can use this and leverage this right now if you'd like to, but keep an eye on this, as I do feel like there's going to be more advancements, more capabilities, and more features brought to domains to take advantage of with the organization. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you're liking the idea of domains, and keep an eye on where they go. I'll see you in the next one.